have you ever wondered, how did the journey of computers start? Let's rewind to the very beginning of computing history. It's a story that stretches back far beyond the sleek laptops and powerful desktops we're familiar with today. In the beginning, there were no screens, no keyboards, no mice. Instead, the first devices used for computation were mechanical and manual. The ancient abacus, for example, was a simple device that allowed early mathematicians to perform calculations by sliding beads along rods. This humble tool, with its rows of beads, was a precursor to the modern computer. Fast forward a few centuries to the invention of the slide rule in the 17th century. This clever tool, which looks like a ruler with a sliding central piece, allowed users to quickly perform complex mathematical calculations. It was a favorite of engineers and scientists until the mid-20th century, when electronic calculators began to take over. But the birth of computing as we know it today didn't really kick off until the mid-20th century with the creation of the first digital computer. This wasn't a sleek portable device like we're used to. No, the electronic numerical integrator and computer, or ENIAC as it's more commonly known, was a behemoth. It filled an entire room and used over 17,000 vacuum tubes to perform calculations. The ENIAC was a marvel of its time, capable of solving a large class of numerical problems through reprogramming. It laid the foundation for the digital age, paving the way for the computers we know today. From the simple abacus to the complex ENIAC, the journey of computing has been a fascinating one. It's a story of human ingenuity and innovation, of pushing boundaries and constantly striving for more efficient ways to solve problems. So, our everyday companion, the computer, has a history as old as civilization itself. And as we continue to innovate and advance, who knows what the future of computing might hold? Did you know that the device you're using right now contains billions of tiny components called transistors? Yes, those microscopic marvels that are absolutely crucial for your device to function. But what exactly are transistors, and why are they so critical in the realm of computing? Think of transistors as the brain's neurons, but for computers. They control the flow of electricity, like a switch turning it on and off. This simple act of switching forms the basis of binary code, the language that every computer understands. A transistor in its on state represents a binary 1, while off represents a binary 0. But transistors don't just stop at being binary switches, they also amplify signals, acting as tiny signal boosters. This dual role of transistors as both a switch and an amplifier is what makes them the backbone of modern electronics. Now, let's take a step back in time. The first transistor was invented in the late 40s, and it was a bulky device, a far cry from the microscopic ones we have today. Advances in semiconductor technology allow transistors to shrink in size while increasing in efficiency. This led to the era of integrated circuits, where millions of transistors could be packed onto a tiny silicon chip. This evolution of transistors has led to the development of faster, smaller, and more efficient computers. Today's most advanced computer chips contain over 100 billion transistors, all packed into an area smaller than a postage stamp. This incredible density of transistors is what powers the high-speed computations that make our digital world possible. From the humble beginnings of the valve-based computers to the Silicon Revolution and beyond, the journey of the transistor has been nothing short of extraordinary. It's the unseen hero, the tiny workhorse that tirelessly toils away, making everything from your smartphone to the world's most powerful supercomputers possible. Without these tiny workhorses, the digital world as we know it would cease to exist. So the next time you power on your device, spare a thought for the billions of transistors working in harmony to make it all possible. Can you imagine a world without the internet? Well, your computer probably can't either. Life before the internet was like a ship sailing in solitude. Computers, as standalone devices, were confined to their own capabilities and boundaries. They were like isolated islands, each with its own set of information. But then, the internet happened. It was as if a bridge was built, connecting all these solitary islands, allowing an exchange of ideas, knowledge, and data. The internet revolutionized the role of computers. It transformed them from isolated, standalone devices into interconnected nodes in a vast global network. This network, a web of interconnected devices, is what we now call the World Wide Web. But how does this magical web work? It's all about protocols. Think of protocols as the rules of engagement for the internet. They dictate how data should be sent, received, and interpreted. The most fundamental ones are the Transmission Control Protocol, or TCP, and the Internet Protocol, or IP. Together, they form the backbone of the internet, ensuring that every piece of data reaches its destination. Now, the internet isn't just a simple network, it's a network of networks. It's like a massive spiderweb where each thread is a connection between two devices. These devices could be computers, smartphones, tablets, or even your smart fridge. And each of these devices or nodes can communicate with any other node in this vast web. The effect of the internet on computers is profound. It has expanded their capabilities beyond imagination. Today, your computer can access a library of information, interact with other devices halfway across the globe, stream movies, play online games, and so much more. It's not just a tool anymore. It's a portal to a universe of knowledge and possibilities. In essence, the internet is like a computer's best friend, always there, always ready to connect, share, and explore. It has transformed the computer from a solitary device into a social entity, an interconnected part of a vast global network. Just like humans, computers too have found strength and limitless possibilities in unity and connectivity. Ever wondered why your computer understands you? It's all thanks to the language of programming. Diving into the universe of computers, the language of programming stands as an interpreter between the mind of a human and the logic of a machine. It's a symphony of commands and codes that we humans have crafted to converse with our silicon companions. In the early days, computers were colossal, laborious machines that needed to be manually rewired for each new task. Imagine having to rewire your phone every time you wanted to switch apps. Not very practical, right? Thankfully, the advent of programming languages changed the game entirely. These languages, from the binary simplicity of assembly to the robust versatility of Python and Java, have given us the power to instruct our computers to perform an endless array of tasks. Whether you're sending an email, streaming your favorite show, or even launching a rocket into space, behind the scenes, it's all programming magic. And the beauty of programming lies in its capacity for complexity. It's not just about telling a computer to do one thing or another. It's about creating intricate, multi-layered algorithms that can adapt and respond to different scenarios. It's about making a string of binary digits understand the nuances of human language, or predict the weather, or even beat a grandmaster at chess. The power of programming is also in its accessibility. Anyone, anywhere can learn to code. You don't need a fancy degree or expensive equipment. All you need is a computer, an internet connection, and the passion to learn. It's a democratic power, open to all who are willing to understand its language. The role of programming languages in computers is more than just a tool for operation. It's a bridge between human creativity and machine efficiency. It's the force that turns a chunk of metal and silicon into a powerful, adaptable, life-changing tool. In the world of computers, programming languages are the magic spells that bring machines to life. So, where are computers headed? What does the future hold? It's a question that's been asked since the advent of the first personal computers, and the answer is as exciting as it is complex. The future of computing is a panorama of endless possibilities, where the line between science fiction and reality is increasingly blurred. Central to this future is the rise of quantum computing. Unlike traditional computers that use bits, quantum computers use quantum bits, or qubits. This allows them to perform multiple calculations simultaneously, potentially solving problems in seconds that would take classical computers thousands of years. But quantum computing is just one piece of the puzzle. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is another key player in the future of computing. With AI, computers are not just tools, but intelligent entities that can learn, adapt, and make decisions. They're poised to change everything, from how we work and play to how we communicate and solve problems. Imagine a world where your computer can predict your needs, learn from your habits, and even understand your emotions. That's the world AI is creating. Another emerging technology is brain-computer interfaces, which could allow us to control computers with our thoughts. This might sound like science fiction, but it's closer to reality than you might think. Companies like Neuralink are already making strides in this field, working towards a future where humans and computers are intimately connected. But what does all this mean for us? Well, it means a future where computers are more than just tools. They're partners, collaborators, even extensions of ourselves. They'll help us solve complex problems, unlock new scientific discoveries, and perhaps even understand the mysteries of our own minds. The future of computers isn't just about new technologies, it's about redefining our relationship with these remarkable machines, making them an integral part of our lives in ways we can only begin to imagine. The journey of computers is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started. So strap in, because the future of computing is going to be a wild ride.